Hello, beautiful babes. It's Raven, and welcome to the Bird Nest. Now, it's my very first time here on YouTube, so let's get to know each other real quick. I'm Raven. Obviously, I just said that. I'm 22 years old, and I'm an artist, and I write. I'm also a part-time seamstress, if that fascinates you any. Fun fact, I work on wedding dresses. Ha! That's really cool. I think it's really cool. Anyway, I've been drawing most of my life. I started off with traditional art. I did that, ever since I was little, and only, last year, I started doing digital art. Digital art is more so my bread and butter. I've, of course, done that a lot longer, so it's kind of like my creme de la creme, if you will. I love saying that, creme de la creme. Anyway, I bet you're wondering who the heck I am drawing. This is an OC of mine named Eggs. And if you haven't figured out just by the name, yes, this is a Five Nights at Freddy's original character. This is my FNAF OC. Yes, I'm a nerd. Yes, his name is Eggs. No, I will not be taking further questions. MatPat had a chokehold on me, and he was the one that initially got me into Five Nights at Freddy's in the first place. So you can blame him for why we are here today. I swear, MatPat at one point has had Scott Cawthon in his basement, just so he can figure out whether or not any of his theories are real or true. Well, unless you consider that one video he made, one of the very first videos he made about the parallel between that one Chuck E. Cheese incident and then the Five Nights at Freddy's parallels. That's really interesting. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Eggs, aka Benedict. His name's Benedict. He just gets called Eggs because, one, he smells from working with the animatronics because he's a technician. He fixes them when they're broken. I know that is the worst job of all jobs you can have, considering it's such a horrible job that he literally loses his arm to Chica's Cupcake, but I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. So, this is Eggs. He is a night guard. Not really a night guard, he just works the night shift. He got moved to the night shift a lot later just because that way, if any incidents were to happen with Eggs, it would be at night where children are not around, because they're somewhat smart. I say somewhat very loosely. If you're a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, then you know for a fact none of those characters are too smart. I mean, just look at any of the lore. Oh my god, I've done 3 sketching layers. You can tell this piece took me quite a while to do, and I was being very indecisive about this guy and how I wanted him to look. Considering I have 3 sketching layers, now normally I just do 2 sketching layers. You have the base, where I kind of figure out the pose and where I want the limbs to be, and then I have the second layer where I figure out how exactly I want to style the hair and the clothing. Normally I do not do 3 to 4 sketching layers. This is a bit excessive. I guess I was having a rough sketching day. Fun facts. I did not want to draw his left hand so badly because I could not figure out for the freaking life of me how you hold a flashlight. So basically what I ended up doing was just not drawing the hand, and that circle is just a little placeholder, so down the line, whenever I get to coloring it, I use a luminescence brush, or technically it's a flare, and I put that where his hand's supposed to be. That way it straight up hides the hand, and I don't have to worry about perspective and trying to draw hands, because we all know artists can't draw hands. Yeah, this is where I was trying to see if I couldn't possibly draw Bonnie or one of the other animatronics in the shadows behind him. I could not figure out how to make that work for the life of me, so I just gave up and decided just to do Eggs. Honestly, I'm glad I went with that because, God, I cannot draw any of the animatronics. I have tried to draw the animatronics, and that has never worked out for me. I guess you could say practice makes perfect, but quite frankly, I'm a band kid, so perfect practice makes practice perfect. That is what I was raised on, aka my 7 years of band. I played flute, for those of you who are wanting to know. Anyway, back to Eggs. He worked the night shift with a night guard. His name was Jacob. Was here the past tense, he is deceased. And I bet you're wondering, oh, how did he die? Oh my gosh. It's Five Nights at Freddy's. He was being a jerk, and Eggs, he ended up getting really close with the animatronics because, you know, he kind of fixes them. He's a really sweet guy for as, like, alternative as he is. He's a sweet guy. He's just antisocial as heck. So, Jacob made fun of him quite a bit, started calling him Eggs because he's a greasy gamer dude who operates on nothing but Red Bull, Mountain Dew, and Doritos. Of course he smells like the Dickens, so he earned the nickname Eggs, rightfully so. And so eventually it just gets to the point where my man has had so much thrown at him because of Jacob. The animatronics just kind of went, yeah, you know what? I don't normally like people, but I'm gonna stick my neck out for this one guy. Minus Chica's Cupcake. Chica's Cupcake may or may not have bitten Eggs' right hand off, which is why he has like whole metal prosthetic things. Fun fact, he built that. He's very handy. Ha ha ha, handy. I'm stopping that one. That was a bad dad joke, even for me. Get used to those. I love my dad jokes. But anyway, so my man, he gets his hand bitten off by Chica, and Jacob, he is scared. Like, he is scared shitless at this point. And so he's like trying to make a big getaway when the animatronics get him, and you know, they give him a new skeleton. He becomes a new suit for an endoskeleton. What's Five Nights at Freddy's without someone being turned into, you know, being Micah-fied, if you will? God, I don't feel bad for him. But, you know, I feel so bad for the poor person working the morning shift, because she gets off of the train or whatever. She goes into work, she unlocks the building, she goes inside, she's waiting for Eggs and Jacob to give her the keys, only to find Eggs bleeding out on the floor and Jacob, you know, deceased. He is endofied, and poor girl is left screaming. Eggs gets sent to the hospital, of course, and Jacob gets sent to the morgue, as he should. But you know, he got cut off from his family, so he has like no money. This is the only job he has, and it's a night shift at Freddy Fazbear's. He does not have money. A college kid is probably richer than him. He probably thinks that college kids are rolling in the dough. This kid is so broke, so he just goes nope and walks out of the hospital. Missing arm and all. They probably just patched him up when he walked out, too. So he just gets back and, you know, goes back to his apartment where he greets his roommate high on painkillers and, you know, probably anesthesia. And he just looks at his roommate, waves with his only arm at this point, passes out on the couch, leaving her just staring at him. She is not too concerned because, for one, her name is Temperance, and she's not the world's greatest person. Secondly, she is my friend's OC, Loon Momo. This is her OC, Temperance. And she may or may not be the Antichrist, so she knows a thing or two because she's seen a thing or two. She's not surprised. She is surprised, however, that this happened at not Five Nights at Freddy's. That's the name of the game. Fazbear. This specific Fazbear location hasn't been too well known when it comes to, incidents of all sorts. It's been pretty good. It's had a good rep, so this it officially puts it on the map for one of the many Fazbear locations who have had an incident. So that is very fun. And that is pretty much a good gist of Eggs and his whole backstory, at least what I have for him at this current date. There is a whole other thing with him, but that ties into some other characters of mine, and I will have to get into that in a later video, so. I love Eggs because he has slowly delved from one of those characters who starts off as a fan character but slowly morphs into its own thing. It is 100% fallen into the same category as some of my other characters, and I love that for him. There's a good majority of a lot of my characters who have started off as fan OCs and then have slowly morphed and developed into their own little thing. I have quite a few characters that are like that. Some have remained just OCs, and other OCs are like some weird mishmash of in between, which I personally find hilarious, that I've somehow managed to fuse them in between each other. But I would love to explain further into some of these OCs. And if you do want to hear about some of these OCs, please leave a comment down below. I have so many characters and I like doing different character designs. So that is one thing that I hope to continue on doing through this YouTube channel, as well as maybe dabbling into some of my other hobbies. You will definitely see my traditional art on here. And if you want to see more videos, like, comment, and subscribe for more. I'll see you next time. Goodbye!